So I guess I can drop this quick video. Okay, so from what I've seen from a bunch of review boards and shit like that in people's videos, the Leprechaun, I've always loved the Leprechaun series. It was one of those fucking comedy, I would say horror, but not really. But like when I was a kid, not even just me, like when people were kids, usually they get scared or like they are shocked by stuff that was kind of goofy at the time. Like the old It was kind of really goofy. It was kind of goofy as hell. Dude had crack jokes all the time and shit. But I'm not. It's not even about that. Once we grow up, we see that it's not as scary as we thought, or it's not as like even as good as we thought. But rewatching a lot of the Leprechaun movies, I've always thought that it was kind of like not bad, but like kind of bad on purpose. It was like just a slug movie, something that like make you kind of laugh, be not think too much about it, watch it. But from what I've seen, people dead ass hate this movie. Like they give it like really low scores from like 1 to 2 stars, sometimes even three. Uh, you'll never hear anybody say that this was a good movie, even though like I always thought that it was a good series in its own way. Like it was its own little comedy thing, own little part of its own world. And I was really surprised to see that not as many people like Leprechaun because growing up with it and watching it over, it was always really funny. It was always like you just didn't think too much about it. You saw that like there was a leprechaun, some maybe some witches here. Like when he went to the hood, that was kind of like it was kind of funny, kind of overboard. But when he went to fucking space, I was just losing my shit laughing. I was like, yeah, fucking leprechaun in space, kind of how they did Jason in space and shit. Like yeah, I mean you can like I guess suspension of disbelief is like the word that you go for. You don't really take it 100% serious. You don't go into it thinking that you're watching Avengers or a documentary or anything, or even anything just too serious. You just go in, you laugh, you enjoy it. Maybe you fucking get drunk and watch it, and you just have a good time. And I'd say that I give Leprechaun a good four. For like as the whole series, even though there are some that are fucking terrible. But the first few Leprechauns are great in my opinion, and I'd recommend Leprechaun to anybody who really likes horror or they like comedy horror situations, kind of like some UK shit, British comedy shit. It's not really that, but I mean, it's in that same vein. It's funny, but is it funny? Yeah, it is. And so the powers you can kind of laugh at, you can kind of be like, well, that is pretty strong if we actually looked at it. And the story, like, you don't just be like, oh yeah, it's so deep. The Leprechaun in ancient times did this and this and this. No, no, it's Leprechaun, bro. It's just a fun movie.